Hi, this is a short tutorial to show you how you can find sources for your annotated bibliography assignment and how to put those sources into a bibliography. What we'll do is we'll start at the homepage for Los Altos and go to the library. Library is located here under Student Services. You'll see the link right there. On the library site, you can either go to the LibGuides here, or you can click on the link I put on the homepage right here, and that'll take you to the LibGuide for this assignment. Now remember, a LibGuide is where I just put the resources that are going to be most useful for this assignment. So I have the databases up top and then some other websites that will also be helpful. Databases will be especially good for this assignment because they give you primary source material as well as peer-reviewed journals. All those things are kind of harder to find on Google, and so I highly recommend using the databases. And U.S. History and Context will be probably the most useful database for this particular assignment. So if you click on U.S. History and Context, the username and password is LA Eagles for both, and then you'll get to this page. You can sign in up here and link it to your Google Drive account, so you can save articles there if you need to. But what you're going to do is just put in your topic here. So let's say I'm researching black codes, and it'll tell me all the information that is gathered under that topic. And if it's a lot of information, I can filter this down to date published, subjects, document type. And so if I want to pick some subjects here, like American Reconstruction, I can filter this down to help me narrow down the topic if I need to. I don't have too many things here to look through, so I'm not too worried about that. But what I'm going to do is start with a reference article because I don't know that much about the black codes, and so reference is something that'll help me get a broad overview before I get some more specific information. And so here's a good reference article that gives me that information, and so I'm going to use this. So what I want to do is get the citation. So in this database, the citation link is right here. It'll always default to MLA. So since you're using Chicago Turabian, switch it to Chicago. And then I think probably the easiest thing to do is just to copy this and paste it into your bibliography sheet. Now it's going to come out looking like this, and it's easy to fix. You can get rid of the highlighting like that, but it doesn't have the hanging indent, which we want. And so to get the hanging indent, you're just going to go to Format, go to Indent, scroll down to Indentation Options, and do Hanging right here. And that'll give me the correct form for the bibliography. And so that'll be my first sort of citation that I use. Okay, so let's try ProQuest. So ProQuest is a database that's free, but you can only use it while you're at school. So it's tied to the LAHS student Wi-Fi network. But you can save articles to your drive and read them at home if you want to them, but you won't be able to access this from home. So let's say let's do flappers. I'm going to do flappers this time, 1920 flappers, just to be specific. And again, it's going to give me the results here. And if I get too many of them, I might want to limit this. And so these are the limiters that I want you to pay attention to. So first thing is we want full text articles only. So do that. If I want the peer-reviewed journal, the easiest way to find that is just to click on peer-reviewed, and that'll bring it down to just the peer-reviewed journals here. And so I can just kind of look through here until I find something that looks interesting, and click on that. Always read the abstract. That'll give you a quick summary of what the article is about and whether or not it's helpful. And if it is, then I can get the full article here. If I want to use this article, then I can save this to my drive, because remember, I won't be able to access this at home, but I can access my drive at home. And so if I hit drive, it'll ask me to just link this to my Google Drive account, and it'll put it in a folder in my drive. So really easy. The citation feature is right here. And again, here's Chicago's Turabian. If it doesn't default to that, here's all the lists right here. And again, what I would do is just copy this and go back to my page and put it right here. We'll have to reformat this by alphabetical order, etc., and make sure all the text is the same, but for now it's right there. And if I don't want the peer-reviewed journals, again, if I can uncheck that, and then it gives me a whole bunch of source types here. So if I want to just look at, let's say, magazines, encyclopedia works, and reports, I can check those. And again, it'll take my full results and filter them down. All my filters show up right here. And again, I can scroll through these. And here's a good article that might help me find something that connects it to our present day. And so let's say if I want that same thing, read the abstract. Here's the full text. Cite it, save it here. And I can also look at related items here that might be helpful. And so if this looks interesting, I just have to click on that, and that'll take me to that article. Okay, EBSCO. EBSCO, you need a Mountain View Public Library card number, which you all have, and your U.S. history teacher will give it to you. When you click on EBSCO, it's going to ask you to put in that number to access it. And so I'm going to put in my number here. And since EBSCO is a search engine of databases, you have to pick your databases first. So always pick these two. And then since this is a history assignment, select the history database right there and hit continue. Now I can put in my topic. So let's say I'm doing prohibition in the 1920s and search that. Now, again, the nice thing about databases, if I want primary sources, and EBSCO makes this really easy to get primary sources, I can just look at the publication date here and move this all the way down to the 1920s. And what it's going to give me is articles or information, editorials, from that time period. So you can see these are coming from 1927. So these are a great way to get primary source documents. And again, here I can get the full article right here. I can save it to my Google Drive here. The citation feature is here. And again, I have to scroll down until I see Chicago Turabian and copy and paste that here. And so that's a quick way to get primary source documents. If I don't necessarily need them, I can take off that limiter right here. If I want just peer-reviewed, I can check that. If I want magazines, academic journals, I can get all those here too. And so here's primary source documents. I might also want some magazines, maybe some biographies, an update. And again, it'll bring down my results to just those things. Okay, and finally, student resources in context looks a lot like U.S. history in context, so I won't spend a lot of time on this. If I were doing black codes again, it gives me the results all up here. I can take a look at that. I can look at subjects, look at black codes, American Reconstruction, abolition of slavery, let's say, apply those, and start looking through articles or case studies that might be helpful for me. Okay, so that's how you use the databases. These are trusted websites that I've put on there, and to get those reference materials or those references, you'll just have to use some sort of easy-to-use reference site. I've posted one that I like right here, MyBib, that can help you generate that citation, but EasyBib works just as well for anything off the free web. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful, and if not, you can also use our panic button on the website right here, which will open up a Google form to let me know what you need help finding, and I can work with you remotely. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that too. Okay, good luck, and I'll talk to you soon.